Hello YouTube, this is a updated virtual deck profile for the new format with Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. So you play all the virtual worlds that actually have effects. The dumb Quinglong. Three. It's like arguably the second most important one. Best starter. That one. Do this one. This one. Don't play through that. Card kind of sucks. You don't want to play more than. You don't want to play more than one. 2/2. This card sucks. And I don't do the Dragoon thing, so I rely on a lot of hand traps, and Chuchi, and grinding, and Zeus. So I play a lot more hand traps than usual. So I play 3 Ash, 3 Bell, because our local has a lot of like Dogmatica cards and Eldritch cards and Shaddolls, and it has like all the stuff where like this is like not the worst. So it's like almost arguably these are the same card in some of those matchups. So like that's why I play this. The cool thing I'm playing is this, because there's only like another virtual player and maybe a Dino player, and everyone else is playing something that link summons, and it's really cool because you get to dig for these. And I don't play Gamma in my deck because Gamma is like a fantastic card, but it's not very good in like the room that we're playing. And so Phantasmic can often dig for this or dig for the hand traps, because you kind of want to Phantasmic them like when they summon an LP against Dragon Link. And hitting any of these, except obviously Bell, would be really good because it could LP, could Ash. You can hit Nib off it, and and not in the turn, but put him behind. And then for the spells, I played 3 City, so I was 3 of the pot. I tried the other pot. I'd rather just have 2 monsters, like the ability to randomly rip 2 monsters, but I think the other pot's better in side deck theory and stuff like that. So like, maybe this is worse. I don't really know. I haven't really tried it. Like in new format, sorry. Quinglong is really good. This dumps this, and yeah, that's basically that. Italy, card stock shit. 2 Chuchi, 1 of this. So if you're playing the Prosperity list, like all these ratios make more sense when you play Prosperity, because you don't really have to worry about banishing these cards. But when you play Desires, you can actually banish these like pretty reliably, and like it's not good. So I don't know.
Is there anything in the main deck you would change? Do you
Only
like running all those hand traps, basically?
Honestly, I really like the hand traps. They honestly help a lot, because a lot of times your end board is going to be like M7 Chuchi hand trap, and like they, the format isn't fast.
Or like a Shenshin.
Yeah, and like the format isn't like super fast. Like Shenshin Chuchi in a hand trap is honestly like a lot right now, especially against Dragon Link and stuff like that, because that's what you need to kind of deck build for. But because the format is slow enough, you can actually pass and stuff like that, and keep like grinding with GG, add back Lulu, and adding back Ash, adding back Nibiru, adding back Phantasmic. Like that's why I wanted to play this deck, 'cause it has like a lot of really good recursion. I don't think you need to do the Dragoon thing, because you put yourself on no cards and lose to like a lot of stuff, when I can just play the game normally for like.
That room has a lot of outs for, let's say, window that work kind of like on Dragoon.
Yeah, so
where Dragoon isn't that great, because these are all like local based profiles where like.
Yeah, and like in our room, there's like a lot of a lot of outs to stuff like that. So like you might as well play a deck that can grind really well. So for the extra deck, you have the bad bitch, him, her, itself, this thing, and this thing. You kind of make these two like as much as you can, because whenever you do the Zolkin thing, you want to make sure that, like, let's say if you open 1 hand trap, which there's 12, so it's likely open 1, you want to try to like dig for more names or more like hand traps or more ways to make a Chuche and stuff like that work. And that's why I really like these guys. Like I honestly have considered playing multiple of these and cutting other cards, just so I can like always have like a grind every single turn of getting card advantage while you net cards to Chuchi, Shinshin, and hand traps. So yeah. Then play 1 Worm. You don't really summon level 9s as much anymore, because like before you'd want to kind of grind into a VFD and like Cloudcast all your stuff back, and that just doesn't happen very often now. So like this is kind of like your be all end all. This is kind of like a card to help push when like levels are convenient. Obviously this thing, this card is kind of dog shit. I don't know why I play it. It could be like a second of anything else. Like it could be a second M7. I'd actually be pretty satisfied with that. This thing, and then XYZs, because those are synchros. Also like Chriswing Chuchi Shenshin is pretty good. Break Sword, this card overperforms a lot because it's a card that like lets you put pressure against like dragon and stuff like that. So it's really cool. This card's actual dog shit, but it's like an out to Window Dragoon whenever you can game shot them. It's like really convenient. And then one thing I do that's like a little different from everyone else, and I don't think my extract's like necessarily correct, is I play the M7, right? There should be 2 of these, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Fortune Tune, Downerd, I play 2 Zeuses. Because whenever, like I said, you're trying to play the game for multiple turns, every time that you get to a simplified game state where you're just like Chuche, hand trap, whatever, right? Like I said before, or even if you get to do like Zeus up top with like an extra like Zeus underneath it, because you want to like kind of crash with the Fortune Tune or something like that, or a Break Sword. But anytime you get to have a Zeus up top, you get to have like 2 floats on it, and like in simple game states, like that's what's gonna need the format right now. Like there's no good combo decks. Like I'd rather just keep putting pressure and playing the game. And if they have like crazy outs, like you can just drag in the next turn, and it usually wins in the game, or it wins you the game. This card's dog shit. I don't know why I played it. And then the side, and like I said, side is all based around locals. So like we have like a lot of I don't lose to Schism, so stuff like that. So these are quick plays for Schism. This is a card for all the general floods. Obviously these are good because you discard the shitty traps and Queen Long and like extra names to make a lot better. Stupid stuff. This is like the same copy of this card, but I didn't think it was good enough to play 3 Cosmics. So I just made one like an unfair card, like one that if you draw this, like this is ridiculous, but if you draw this, like this is good. I don't know if that's right. And then I played the cool part of my deck. This is probably like my favorite part of my side deck, is I played 1 pink, because this card's poggers against back row and shitty window, and played 3 Gamma and I played 3 Kaijus. Actually, no, did I play Kaiju? I played something like this, right? But basically, the game plan is you do this and this. And I know it's like, oh, it's a stupid 2-card combo, but like, all these are outs to Dragoon, all these are outs to Window, all the like, and Queen Long itself is like really good, so like it's like a really good out to Window. Like pretty much like this deck can.
And then also like another question, sorry, is the Dragon Link deck. How are you dealing with the Sphere Trap or Sphere Savage Trap?
Yeah, so like whenever you have Sphere Savage Trap, like you're gonna assume that like you're gonna have 1 card or 1 to 2 virtual world that actually interacts with the deck, and you want to have a way to like push through tiding. And like generally summoning any 2 virtual world names is a lot of pressure because that becomes like a Zeus, like I said, or it becomes anything that like wants to threaten them. So having stuff like this where you're just like seeing any of these plus like 1 to 2 virtual names generally outs the board, and then you put them, like I said, in simple game states where you're just gonna hit them with this and have a hand trap, and generally the game will be over from there. Your grind with the deck is like not as exceptional as like playing Dragon Link itself, because obviously that's like the flaw of the deck, but like being able to have stuff like this like is what allows the deck to win. Also, I like when I main a lot of hand traps because it means I don't have to side a lot of hand traps, and I can just like kind of like side out what's like appropriate or inappropriate for the matchup. And like I like that liberty because like I know these are like generally gonna be safe bets, and I know anytime I play against like any annoying floodgate monster border deck, like these will be good. These will be good. If I play against Dragon Link, like where these may be mediocre, there's a lot of hand traps, but you can still even side these in and they'll do their job. If you play against Doll, having these and some moderate amount of like alpha to beat stuff like Super Poly and Schism is really good. Having this to trade into Schism is really good. Like there's a lot of like good applications you can play for just generic board breaking cards when your deck is already good with trading with them. So yeah, it's probably wrong, so I don't know.
All right, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.